Welcome to Tech Talk, the new vlog video series on the Demenzun Media YouTube channel. I'm your host, David. This series will initially be every 2 weeks on the 1st and 15th of every month. We'll be discussing many topics such as TerreSculptor, video game engines, technology, computers, various things mostly related to TerreSculptor since I'm the developer of that software. So I guess we'll get on to some topics now.
I'm in danger!
Intel has recently released their W2400 and W3400 Xeon workstation processors. These processors support up to 2 terabytes and 4 terabytes of memory. The W2400 supports up to 2 terabytes of memory, and the W3400 supports up to 4 terabytes of memory. I will be looking at building a computer system with one of these processors, probably the W2475X20 core, mainly because I want more memory for debugging with TerreSculptor and testing out the code, and also for the services that we provide for importing height maps. The initial computer system that I would get would have 512 gigs of memory, which in TerreSculptor will actually support a height map up to about 180,000 by 180,000. This will allow, for example, in world composition in Unreal Engine 5 to be able to import a height map and create a terrain that's about 175 by 175 kilometers. There's also 2 new ASUS motherboards out in the W790 chipset. I'll be getting the smaller one of those. I believe it's called the SE model. The main difference between the two boards that are available are the number of PCI slots, the number of NVMe drives, as well as the higher model has got 210 gig Ethernet adapters on it. So that's going to be fascinating to see.
Fascinating.
As you may know, Epic has released the Unreal Engine 5.2 preview. I've done some testing. I downloaded and tested the 5.2 preview to see if they have fixed the limitation to the world partition height map importing. And bad news is they still haven't, even in 5.2 preview. It still is limited to 16384 by 16384 before it gives a get max 2D texture error and crashes. So unfortunately, 5.2 by the looks of it will still be limited to the 16K by 16K height map size. Of course, you can get around that by doing the manual brush method of creating terrains, but that can literally take dozens of hours if you're going to do something large. On the last topic, we'll be discussing the TerreSculptor updates for the months of April, May, June, and July. If you've been to the blog and read the blog that I have on the website, there's a lot of features that are going to be coming out over the next few months. One of the main ones that I'm working on right now is the new biome system, which is complex weight map, splat map creators that are initially going to be in 3 different biome layouts, such as meadows and mountains and such. That feature should be out soon. One of the features that I'm looking at developing right now as well is the continuation of digital elevation model elevation data through the pipeline. I'll be looking into reading the actual elevation data in the files to be able to set the scale Y elevation range within TerreSculptor, which of course is usable as the scale Z in Unreal Engine. Some of the other features that I'm looking at introducing in the new future here as well is command line parsing, additional file formats, as well as I've got early investigation into a visual scripting system for TerreSculptor, which I'm really looking forward to. That will actually be in addition to command line scripting capabilities in TerreSculptor. The visual scripting, what it will do is it's going to be basically a basic interpreter in a window that will let you execute basic commands. Those commands will be able to run devices such as the modifiers and such, as well as to be able to loop over files So you'll be able to, for example, do such things as load a group of files to convert to another file format, or load a group of files to be able to execute a modifier on them, such as resizing them and then saving them back out again. A whole bunch of features coming up for TerreSculptor this year. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. If you have any questions or comments or ideas for topics for future shows, be sure to leave a comment underneath the video here. And we'll see you on the next one.